How's that? Unmuted. Unmuted now. Thee, do you want to join me back in Discord? Oh, Thee never left. All right, Mr. Oh, God. Hold on, now I've got my stream live. Okay, good. So we got you. Sabby, Mr. Squirm, Jason's here, Theed's here, Swanky's back. All right, so I'm going to get Rocket League up and going. I need it. Well, this has gone all dwanky on me now. No.
I've stayed in the lobby, so if you just want to join on the same details.
Right.
Do you want me to send them to Nino and Lemons?
That's a good idea, please. Thank you.
Cool. I'm on it.
Okay, let's get Rocket League fired up. All right, Lemons and Nino, get yourselves ready, boys. Oh, Mr. Squib.
I don't see Lemons online. He's hiding.
Yeah, well, you know what? Let me send it to him so quick. Because I've got his Discord chat. Lemons, I'm sending you the lobby details.
Nice. I didn't catch any of your phone stream as I as
really?
I loaded in. You just finished, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it was quite cool.
Was
sitting in the dark streaming. Join private match. Okay. Oh, I have to get all the overlays and shit loaded up again. Hold on 1 second.
Cool. Good news is both Lemons and Nino are in the game.
All right.
Very nice.
Okay, that's working. Let's get the control board up. All right, so I got Theed with me to co-cast this 1v1.
Very, very exciting. I did do a little bit of stalking ahead of time to find out where about Lemons and Nino sit on the actual rank competitive board.
Yes.
And would you believe that at the moment, Nino is lower ranked than Lemons?
Ooh, okay. Okay, all right. Well,
Care to guess ranks?
are they like champ 2s? Is that bad?
I wish. No, they're lower than that.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I can expose you. Yeah. So, no. Nino's sitting at Diamond 3.
Okay.
And Lemons is at C1.
Ooh, okay,
So-
but it's pretty close then. Pretty.
It's close.
Nina's like, no, stop. All right, guys. Well, I think let's not mess about anymore. We have waited. There have been scheduling problems. There have been load shedding problems. But now, finally, we have Fight Night!
Finally.
Let's get ready to rumble!
You've done well. You've done really, really well.
Okay, good. Boys, join when you want. Let's go. Best of 5. 1v1. Nino up against Lemons. Let's see. There's been lots of anticipation, and finally, we are ready to go. Lemons in blue, Nino in orange, and away they go. And Lemons having to backtrack almost immediately. Oh, this is aggressive. It is so loose. Oh, Theed, it's volatile. Can he get round to get the shot? Nino's going to get back for the clear, but he does give away possession.
Got a lot of pressure on at the moment and a bit of a tough play there, but Lemons is playing quite smart and keeping control of the ball, but he needs to be careful because I think he's going to underestimate Nino with a cheeky bump and a good shot there, and that's going to be the first goal.
There we go. Lemons with first blood. Weeks of anticipation. Oh, look at that bump. Completely putting Lemons out of the play. and opening up the net, 1-0 to the Lemon.
I'm wondering how this kickoff is going to go, because I think with Nino in the Fennec, I thought that he was gonna do a bit of a better job there, but Lemons scoring the second goal.
Yeah, but look at the catch right after kickoff was perfect. Lined it up beautifully. And it's in. Lemons. Okay, so there's got to be a lot of nerves here because there's been so much back and forth, so much hyping it on Twitter that neither are wanting to, no game sound. Hold on a second. There we go. How's the game sound now, boys?
Yeah,
so
I
much.
completely agree with you.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, all good. It's. I think that the pressure for both of them is actually quite high, and more than likely, the blood pressure is at an all-time high as well, because this is been a bout that's been on the cards for quite some time. Lemons has been talking smack about Nino for a very long time, and only now, since he's picked up in the competitive scene, he's feeling a lot more confident that he can actually take Nino in a 1v1, and it looks like he's doing a pretty good job of exactly that.
All right, well, he's got the 3-goal lead, but you and I both know, Theed, how quickly 3 goals can vanish in a 1v1. And now, the work, it was perfect. He is going to get the goal in the end. The bump play, it was beautifully done, but I thought it wasn't going to pay off. But he does get the turnaround and get the goal. So, Nino on the board.
Just as you were saying, that lead never hangs tight in a 1v1. It's only when that clock hits 0-0 and the ball hits the ground that you can ever be confident in the win. But until then, we've got a lot of Rocket League to be played.
Yeah, look at this, and Nino's going to find an open net. I'm not sure where Lemons went, but he left himself okay. He went long distance, couldn't turn around quick enough. And there we go.
A little bit of commitment on the kickoff, and the ball just didn't land the way he was expecting it to. And Nino did a good job to turn there and take advantage. Oh, Lemons with a fake kickoff. Nino just missing that shot.
All right, I'm just sorting out game sound, which
you're good.
Which refuses to get any louder. All right, after this game, I'll try sort it out, guys. If it's still soft, do let me know. Look at this. This game leveled up. We were just talking about that. How a 3-goal lead, in any other game mode, 2s or 3s, a 3-goal lead, you're pretty comfy. Now you can just sort of settle into a defensive line of play and hang on, but not in 1s. It's been brought back. We are neck and neck.
First minute, Lemons. Second minute, Nino. And we still got 3 more minutes to go. I'm still not really sure where this one's heading. I feel like both of them are making equal mistakes and both of them are taking advantage of their opportunity. So we just got to wait this one out and see who plays better.
Yeah, I do think it seems to have settled, slowed down a little bit. Both realizing, I think, that the goals being given away with aggressive play. Look at this work from Nino. Nice work from Lemons. He's got an open net if he can get around quick enough. I'm not sure if he collected that mid boost or not. I don't know that he did. Oh, no, he must have. He seems to be using a lot of boost here. Couldn't get around quick enough to take advantage of the open net. And I think this is the longest passage of play we've had without a goal.
Yeah, agreed. It's almost been 30 seconds and neither of them have managed to score, but I'm pretty sure Nino is going to change that. Curse of the commentators coming in early as Nino just kind of takes a shot.
Yeah, but we saw that with Lemons coming in, and he committed everything at that challenge, and once it missed, he was in massive trouble.
Yeah, I do think the nerves are starting to kick in now, and I'm interested to see who can be consistent. But Lemons is doing a lot of lunge challenges, and that's something that I'm notorious for, and I only do it when I start panicking. So I wonder if that's the case. Now he's going to go down, having led 3-0 in the beginning, and now he's chasing a lead.
Yeah, I think that's I think that's a solid observation, and even there he's gotten the challenge, but he was all in on that. Now very impatient, going up in the air. He could have waited. He is going to get rounded. Hits the crossbar, comes down. He turns on it. Oh, he's panicking. He's panicking. It doesn't put it in. Oh no, Theed.
Oh my goodness, Lemons, what happened? He is just fiddling with that goal front and just couldn't get it past any of the bars.
Listen, if my own experience is anything to go, oh, this is so dangerous. Okay, he survives it there. You're in that position. The panic is such, you forget which button, which trigger is forward, which one's back. How do I turn? I've forgotten how to turn. The number of times I found myself pushing, throttle forward and reverse at the same time in panic. And I think that's what was going on there.
Lemon's controlling the boost here, so if he plays smart, he can get a run on Nino. But he's playing very defensively, but he's not rushing anything, and Lemons is rushing everything. So that is really what's making the difference at the moment, because Nino seems a lot more in control. But dare I say that, good 50 from Lemons and ties this one up.
But again, it was a lunging jump, and he had to get it. Coming in from the side, you're putting a lot at risk there. You're kind of betting the farm, but it does work out, and the game is leveled up. And what is great to see, though, Theed, is that it is a close game. It would have been terrible if one of these just kind of ran away and it was 15-0 right now.
That's for sure. But there's still time. We don't know what's going to happen in the second game. I know Nino quite well, and he's been playing ones for a very long time. I think, don't get me wrong here, I think that even though Lemons has gone ahead here, we're going to see a different Nino in the second game.
Yeah, and they're kind of snatching at the defensive effort there, missing out, and then Lemons turning on it, getting the goal, and after giving up a 3-goal lead and going behind, he's managed to restore things, got himself back in front by a single goal in the last 15 seconds. Nino trying to get things squared away in regulation time. Push this into an over. Oh, he goes for the bump play. Misses. He still has an opportunity. Lemons is flopping around. Can Nino turn? He can, but he hits the post. And Lemons is going to knock it downfield to ground the ball and take game one. All right, a quick hello to Ginger. I just want to say hello to Ginger, to Christian, to H2D7. Welcome back. Terrible. How are you all? Okay, so Theed, you can talk now because I'm going to try and sort out the game.
This sounds cool. Yeah, I was really impressed by what we got to see there. I think that the pace of both of their plays, were trying to counteract one another, and like you said earlier, it's definitely a fair battle. So we're in for a good series of 5, and I think that we're probably going to get to see all 5 games. I really don't think that this is one-sided by any stretch of the imagination after this first game. I think there was a lot of mistakes that both of them are feeling a little bit unhappy about, but there's lots of room for improvement. So I think that we're going to have a very interesting second game.
Alrighty, so I've jacked up the game sound. Now tell me if it's too loud or if the volume's right. Let me know in chat, please. But it should be good. And we are ready to go. Game number 2, Lemons takes round number 1 of this best of 5. Mr. Collins, welcome back. Good to hear, Terrible. All right, let's go, Commandos. It's howling time. This is game number 2. And away they go.
Lemon's doing the fake kickoff again and getting the ball, getting lots of boosts. Trying to put pressure on the goal for Nino, but he's not falling for it. A nice clear to the corner and takes over possession. But there's a lot of just sort of booming plays rather than controlled possessional dribbles. It just
and there's the danger right there. Is the booming clears. I mean, ones has got to be a lot more about control touches, putting touches into possessions that can be followed up where you can retain possession. But there we see work from Lemons, and as he did in game number 1, taking first blood in game number 2.
I was getting a little bit nervous because I thought that, if they're going to play like that, surely they're going to start conceding a lot of goals. And I mean, we did see a 5-4 in the first game, but maybe there's a 15-14 on the cards if they keep booming it like this and just taking pot shots. What it feels like.
But it's interesting how that first game slowed down, because six of the goals were scored in the first 2 minutes, and then there were only 3 more goals for the 3 remaining minutes of the game, which is quite something. Oof.
Dangerous play off the wall there, but he knows that Nino doesn't have much boost, so I guess he can play around a bit. But look how much ground Nino's been able to make off that.
Oh. The net's open. Can Lemons get his way around? Or the bounce is unkind to him. That's going to give Nino time, although he might have given away possession, but Lemons gives it right back. So both of them gifting each other possession of the ball. Nino now should have a shot. It's high and loose. It's going to hit the backboard. And Lemons will get back for the clear.
A nice shot on goal there, and he's going to score that. I must note that Nino is not picking up many pads on any of his rotations. He's just going for the big boost, and I think that if he can keep a little bit tighter but pick up a couple more pads, he's going to be putting Lemons under a lot of pressure, especially considering how much he was lunging in the first game. Keeping it tight, make him a bit nervous and force mistakes. I think that's what we need to see from Nino here.
No, I think you're correct there. The play for Nino has got to be patient. Lemons is in a hurry, and if you kind of just let him almost burn himself out and then take possession of the ball and control it, like he's doing now. Here comes Lemons, nicely done. The 50 goes for Nino, but he is behind it, and Lemons should be able to pick up the boost and possession of the ball.
Doing well to shadow defend, but going for the big boost, missed it, but manages to get the save. I don't know if that was an intentional fake, but it's definitely worked out for him.
And what I liked about that from Nino is we've seen Lemons with the open net and getting very panicky about it. Once Nino had the beat there, he was very calm, took his time, lined himself up, took the shot to make sure it went in.
He's got another goal to catch up on Lemons, and with a kickoff like that, he's going to struggle. But Lemons has just knocked it wide.
Oof. Nino gets away with one there, and now can he make it count? Nice demo. Where's the spawn? Where's the spawn? It's on the other side. This should give Nino the goal. No, Lemons! Nino a little too casual there. Might have needed to hurry things up a little. Going with the slow controlled play, and now tracks back, gets the save, gets the clear. And now we have 3 goals. The opening 2 minutes of the last game, we saw 6. We've seen half of that in the first 2 minutes here. Nino, is that going in? He's put it wide. And that was his chance to level it up.
Nino's surging back on defense there and making sure that Lemons can take advantage, but has completely missed the ball, and now Lemons has an open net. It's going a bit slow, but I'm sure he's behind that to score his 3rd in this game.
All right, so it is a close game, but if this was a race, sort of what, a 1600 meter or whatever, they're kind of neck and neck, but you get the feeling that Lemons has got a little bit of extra in him, and he's just keeping himself a head or 2 in front.
Yeah, I think Lemons has a lot more to prove than Nino. He's been playing a lot more, and Nino has really taken Rocket League as a part-time gig. He's playing a bit more for fun than he is serious, and Lemons is playing it a lot more seriously, and competing in RLCS, and he's got a point to prove, and Nino's just here for fun. So that could be the difference we're seeing. But I did send Nino a WhatsApp message and said he better not disappoint me. And right now, I don't know how I feel about it.
All right. Well, maybe he's taking the long run up. Some of us need more than just a single game to get warmed up. So, all right, Nino. Okay, Lemon's going for the boost there. That's very interesting. And clearly Nino didn't see that. He made no effort to control the ball or maybe dribble it in or chip or flick. Get it over Lemons. Okay, he's got... Oh, no! He had beaten Lemons to the boost. He was ahead. He just needed a proper touch on the ball and he could have got it. But now he still has an opportunity here. It's a soft touch, but it's given away possession, and Lemons can get a touch away. Might be he's low on boost now. Surely Nino turns, shoots, scores 4-2.
That was a great pressure on the goal from Nino. He's making Lemons work there and just waited for the right opportunity to knock it around him. All the boost control and score his second goal. It was a good play. that was a great play by Nino, and we need to see a lot more of that.
All right, well, he's got a minute. It's only 2 goals. He's got plenty of time. He's going for boost. He's given up possession. Nino gets the better of that. Can he land and get control? Goes wide. Lemons is back in net. Oh, Nino looking to pass to himself off the back wall. Hits it a little bit too heavily, and it goes over him. And now he has to do defensive work. 40 seconds, but only 2 goals in it. And Nino I was going to say he's working to take control of it, but he snatched that and he had the time. He played that like he was under pressure, and he wasn't in that moment.
Yeah, I don't know why he's jumping up for that. There's no pressure on the shot. He's just, I don't know if he's now speeding up to try and match Lemons, but it seems they've reversed roles, because Lemons is playing a lot more slow and calculated, and Nino's chasing the clock, I guess, so he's got to catch up, and Lemons has just a bit of time wasting to do, and he's doing that really well, gets the boost, and that's going to be game number 2.
And there we go, takes it, but tight stuff, 6 goals in the entire game. He's going to get the 0 second, very impressive. It's not going to mean anything though, sadly, but he does get that goal, and it was nicely done in the end, but a little bit too late.
If there's any note you want to leave the last game on, it's by scoring a goal to say, look, I'm coming for you this next game, but I don't know if Nino has enough in the tank to take this next game on Lemons, because he's just playing slightly smarter, and the ball seems to be falling in his favor.
All right, so let me answer a couple of questions in chat. So Ginger, it's the easiest thing in the world to start a Twitter beef. Find someone, at them, and tell them they're shit. And then you've got a beef going. So that's the way to get going there. And then espionage, there's no playing the winners out here. This is fight night. You have to make a formal challenge, and the challenger has to formally accept your challenge to appear on fight night. So it's not just sort of random playing live on stream. This is a proper thing. There's going to be so you have to make formal challenges, and there has to be formal acceptance of it. And Twitter seems to be the place for that. So go to Twitter and lay down your challenge. And I think already Josho has made a formal Twitter challenge for the winner between Skillsteel and Mr. Low. All right, so immediately, though, Theed, Nino doesn't want to go down in a sweep, because in Fight Night statistics, that counts as a knockout, the sweep. So Nino, he's got to win this game.
I don't know what to say anymore. I feel like I was kind of expecting Nino to take the series, but the way I've seen him play in the last 2 games, I'm not sure if he's got it in him. But there's only one way he can prove me wrong, and that's by taking this game and not getting knocked out. I mean, that's not what you want to see, especially because Lemons called him out. You know, as you said about making the call out on Twitter, Lemons did that, Nino accepted, and here we are.
Yeah, but you know, I think there's a lot to be said for, playing. You know, when you spawn into a lobby, and you're up against a guy, that's one thing. When there has been a build up and you're playing live on stream, and and chat is very busy with their opinions. It is a different story. It certainly affects the way you play. Lemons trying to get too clever too often on that kickoff. Nino now a little bit smarter about it. Taking control, completely baiting Lemons in there, and then flicking it over for the goal.
A nice tip over, and he knew he was going to lunge. He's not faked any challenges, so it was a nice calculated flick from Nino.
And now he's lost the kickoff. He's in trouble. Got no boost as Lemons, Nino. And now he's got full control here. Lemons is struggling, doesn't have boost, but Nino giving away possession. He might have want to control it for a lot longer leading up to that. Lemons lunging again. Oh, and Nino has just got to wait him out. Just let him do his thing, pick up the ball, and you've got possession and control.
Stay in the way and wait for the 50. No need to rush it and do a dangerous tackle, as one would look at, and I don't know what's going on. Maybe is there latency going on? No, I'm only kidding.
Oh shit! Hold on. You've made me panic now. Oh my god! Please don't tell me I've put them on EU servers.
No, they would have been moaning.
Okay. No,
they would have been moaning, I'm sure.
oh my god! That wouldn't have been the first time I did that. Oh, I would have been hanging my head in shame here. But anyway.
No, I'm pretty sure one of them would have said something.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, these games get tighter and tighter, Theda. You know, the 6 goals in the opening 2 minutes of the first game, only 3 in the last game, and now only 2 in the opening 2 minutes.
Oh no!
Oh my word! All right, I kind of feel at this point I should put open net on the scoreboard.
I think the counter would be too high. I mean,
yeah. Open net is definitely winning this challenge, and this is completely nerves. The number of open nets, open opportunities that have been kind of whiffed and snatched at. Oh, Nino was doing so well there. Great play by Lemons to get the demo. Will give him possession, and now Nino does well, but can he get it out? He's still under pressure. He's got enough boost and does excellently, and that should settle him. He's been very solid now. And now he's just got to complete. Can he get up over this? And smartly, I think Thee chooses not to jump up at that, because if that went even slightly wrong, he was going to get scored on.
Yeah, that was a 50 waiting to happen, and he just decided to rather wait for a better opportunity. Definitely the right call there on that attack. And he's playing a lot smarter, but is now caught off. I wouldn't even say he went for the boost there. He was waiting for the ball to come down, and I'm scared to say it, but he got a little unlucky there.
No, fair enough. Well, listen, I mean, my favorite quote of all time is that there is no luck in Rocket League, only physics. But yeah, I mean, he landed awkwardly, and you know, when you land like that, the boost is right there, and you always believe there's going to be enough time. But just that putting himself out of the play to get the boost landed up giving enough time for Lemons to score on him, and he's going to score again. He takes a 2-goal lead, and here's Lemons lining up here, Thee, to take this showdown, the first bout of Fight Night in a sweep.
Looking for the knockout on Nino, because that's just good. That's just what Twitter wants to see, you know. We won't be hearing the end of it, and I don't know if you want for rematches, but I'm pretty sure Nino won't be wanting to take this one sitting down. So if it does come to that, I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing these two going up against one another again in the near future.
Absolutely, they will. Of course, the winner here will have the opportunity to choose a challenger in the weeks to come, but at some point, no doubt, however this ends, and it does look like Lemons will take it. However it ends, though, there will be a rematch at some point, and that was savage from Lemons. Gets the demo, and then doesn't even follow up to tap the ball in. Just lets it float there agonizingly. Was he even around, or was that a multi-kill?
Double demo.
It was a multi-kill. I thought he just backed off and watched that go in. Oh my goodness.
No, they were both gone there, and that one just ball with a mind of its own decided to go into Nino's goal.
And there we go. Proof, if you ever needed it, that there is no God in Rocket League.
Yeah, we've still got a minute to go, though. And I wonder if Nino's going to be able to do anything with the time he's got left, but
no, it's a
Lemon seems to be running away with it.
Yeah, but we see here Nino lining up for the carry, for the flick, and scuffing it and just giving away possession. And he had thrown himself out of position by then and couldn't get back. As he says in the chat, big flicks. Oh, it's a bitch when it doesn't work.
Another open net, and it's just not Nino's day today.
It is not, but it does underline why Fight Night is going to need to be a regular thing. Because as the beef builds, as the egos build, as the prides build, there's going to have to be opportunities for people to settle the scores. But a very tight game up until the end of the 3rd minute, and then suddenly Lemons pulling away here and dominating this 3rd game, and he's going to take this down. Feed in a sweep, a Fight Night knockout.
I don't know how to feel. Lemons getting the Brazil. There's just a lot going on in this 3rd game, and I really sat down. I've been looking forward to this matchup for ages, and the first game we were like, okay, it's really tight. The second game, the same, and now it's just ouch.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. And so we've had three and 3/4 very tight games, very close games. But the last minute and a half, the last 90 seconds has been all Lemons. And Nino is going to get the 2nd goal to at least make sure he doesn't end on the Brazil. Lemons trying to get back. Can't quite find the way to get the save. Nino gets a 2nd, but 7 seconds left. This is Lemons takes down the first bout of Fight Night. Dane, broski, how are you, brother?
And that's a knockout. Absolute knockout. GG's to both of them, but well played to Lemons, who has called out Nino and settled the score.
He has indeed, and that will be the end. Oh, and you know what? I didn't do any map rotation. Oh, God. We played all of the games on the same map. I'll try and remember map rotation for the 2nd bout. All right, so Fight Night finally underway. Our first bout had to be scratched due to a power failure. So Fearless Olympic was a no-show. That didn't happen. And then Nino up against Lemons. Their first encounter. Lemons wins it in a sweep, a Fight Night knockout. Coming up in just a few minutes, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be our headline fight. Skill Steal of Orlando Pirates and Mr. Lowe, formerly of Orlando Pirates, currently with Bot Gaming, although a name change, I think, is going to be in order. That is going to be announced probably later in the week. Bot Gaming going to be under a new flag, perhaps. We'll learn more about that. And it is, for the record here, Mr. Lowe who called out the challenge on Twitter and live here on stream, called out Skill Steal and this challenge. So another bout that's had a bit of build-up. And I think what we're going to do is I think we're going to take 2 minutes while I get in touch with the players, make sure that they're ready, and then we'll come back and get going. So we'll be back in a couple of minutes. Alrighty. Okay, we are back for the headline bout. Mr. Lowe up against Skill Steal. Another best of 5, 1v1, and of course, Theed is still here with me. Okay, well, Low is blue, Skill is orange. Yeah. So we got Mr. Freelo and Skill Stolen are the in-game names. All right, let me just do a quick catch-up with chat to make sure we haven't missed anything here. Rowan's here. Rowan arrives. Have we just started? You have missed all sorts of adventures, Rowan, but welcome to it. All right, fine. I think we can get going. So this is the headline bout of the night. Mr. Lowe, Skill Steal. Let's get them underway. There are, and thank you for reminding me, I've not mentioned that once. 5,000 credits, although the first game's credits will be passed over. So in this game, the winner of this matchup gets... I'm trying to remember what it is. I think it's 2,500 credits for the winner of this, of the last matchup. I think it is 1,200, something like that. But indeed, so Lemons, you've won yourself some credits. Who will get the 2,500 credits between Mr. Lowe and Skill Steal? Oh, Freelo's in massive trouble. Skill Steal finds the net and takes the early lead. Well, there's a little. It's always good to play for pride, but pride and cash is good. Look at this intercept, the dunk, the block from Skill Steal, bangs it home, 2-0, and Mr. Lowe has had his wake-up call. All right, Skill Steal getting the better of the kickoff, and it's amazing the difference. You can see immediately the higher level here, just with the, you're getting just as heavy a touch forward, but the pace of the follow up is so huge. Look at this turn from Skill Steal. Mr. Lowe, though, is going to get back, turns on it, and will have control. Skill Steal looking to get in front, finds enough pace to get in front and get up for the clear into his corner. Correct. You're and they're off. Only one goal in it. 1 minute and 10. Oh, what has happened here? What has happened? Mr. Lowe has gotten himself a kickoff goal. I think Skill going off for boost. And Mr. Lowe seeing it early and positioning it perfectly on the bottom other side of the net, and Skill just couldn't get back in time. And boom, just like that, a level game. Oh. Well, that's why they call him Mr. Lowe. All right, Skill Steal. Kind of fake in there, goes for the, and now he's just playing it side to side, and it's a smart move because he gets to control the boost, although a boost does spawn, which Mr. Lowe is able to pick up, and that might have let him off the hook. No! Oh! I don't know if he got a touch to it or not, but it's not going to matter in the end. Skill Steal tracks back, finds the net, and regains the lead. You can't hear Theed. Oh, dear. I've got you on mute. Gosh, I'm good at this. Okay. Theed is back, ladies and gentlemen.
This whole time.
Yeah, your casting up until now has been very reserved. I beg your pardon. Theed is back. Oh, Jesus.
What I was going to say is Mr. Lowe did really well there to play the pads, get his boost up, but in the end, it didn't really matter. Skill still taking advantage of a mistouch from Mr. Lowe. Good play upfield. He's got the boost control. Mr. Lowe forcing back and just doesn't cover that angle. Skill Steel gets a great shot there.
Threading the needle is Skill Steel here. Just waiting, picking his moment. And Mr. Lowe, maybe you're coming to front post and not able to do anything about it, realizing too late the ball was going to get past him.
Again, so much speed from Skill. His recovery was incredible. Got down onto that boost and just had complete control of that situation. Mr. Lowe looking for an open etcher, but Skill's behind it, gets a save. He doesn't have much boost here, so he's going to keep this tight and he's going to hope for the 50. Mr. Lowe gets it, but he's got the boost. He should score this.
You know, it's a tough thing here, but Mr. Lowe did so well with everything except finding the net. And you feel up against Skill Steel, you've got to take those advantages. And a great save, but he is going to be struggling for boost, struggling for position here. But for now, he's averted the immediate danger. Look at this work from Skill Steel. Lowe will get there and get the clear, but he's completely on the back foot here, Theed. It's you know, having to clutch save and desperate clears.
Skill knocking that one on the backboard, but no one there to, follow up because it's a 1v1 and he's got great control here with an air dribble, but Mr. Lowe reads that one really nicely, gets behind it and doesn't concede on that instance, but I'm not too sure what he's doing on Skill's backboard, but let's see if he can get back to his own and stop this from going in, and he does.
And he's trying to...
very tight and it's really good.
I know, it is very tight, but you feel that Mr. Lowe is... Skill is kind of chilling. He's not panicking too much. What a great demo. If ever you wanted to see an exceptional defensive demo, it was right there. Mr. Lowe, you feel, having to rush the game, but it does now pay off for him. He brings it to within one goal. And for all of Skill Steel's cool, calm, and collectedness... Mr. Lowe bringing the fight.
He pushed that one up really nicely. Skill lost all his momentum, got tricked into the 50, and Mr. Lowe was there to score the goal. And like you said, great defensive maneuver on the demo, but kickoff goals.
There we go. And they say ones. Most people who hate ones, and that is, let's be honest, most people. One of the big complaints is always, it's all about the kickoffs. But it's amazing that people say that like kickoffs aren't a skill. And skill, talking of the skill in kickoffs. Oh my word, Mr. Lowe. Woo, it was a heart and mouth moment, but he does get the save. Oh, and he goes out for boost. That's going to be a mistake. It gives Skill possession. Oh, and there he's gotten the 50, but he's put himself behind the ball. Skill's going to find the net. And a really close game has suddenly become a 3-goal game for Skill Steel.
I thought Mr. Lowe played the right move there because he got the boost, but he'd avoided the demo. But in the end, Skill still got around and scored goal number 6.
Well, there were 3 things he had to do. He had to get the boost, he had to avoid the demo, but he also had to retain possession. And he got 2 out of 3, but he had to get 3 out of 3 to make that count, and he didn't. Oh, now look at this. Skill has gotten past, but Lowe doesn't have the boost. He got ahead of Skill Steel, but didn't have the juice to find the net.
Am I correct in saying that Skill and Mr. Lowe were on XD together, or were they on XD at separate times?
At separate times. So it was I think Zebra, Snowy, and Lowe. And then I think Lowe left and Darth came, or Shadow. There was quite a bit of roster changes, but Skill Steel was the most recent addition to Pirates.
Okay, so they've never actually been teammates, because I was going to say that might have a bit of an impact, but I do reckon that Skill has just been playing a lot more lately and at such a high level, because what he does, cheeky bumps.
Just keeping. I have a feeling, Thee, that they have been teammates at some point. They certainly know each other over a long period of time, and And if not teammates, they've certainly come up against one another on a number of occasions. So there we have it. Skill Steel takes round number 1 in our headline bout of Fight Night. And is there anything interesting to determine from the stats here? The demos, that seems so low. Was there really only one demo in that entire game? And the ball touches, just 12 ball touches between them, but Skill Steel high on that. And the saves, 7 saves Mr. Lowe had to make, and we saw that he was doing double time, double effort in defense to try and keep Skill out. But eventually he does prevail. Skill Steel takes game number 1.
Yeah, great performance from Skill. Mr. Lowe giving him a run for his money, though, so I wouldn't count him out just yet. I do think that this is a great competition between these two. I'm interested to see how Mr. Lowe can hopefully get Skill Steel making more saves, but he's just got so much pressure on that ball, so much control that I don't know if it's going to happen.
All right, well, here we go. Good kickoff for Mr. Lowe. Can he make it count? Picks up the mid boost, turns it toward the net. Skill Steel tracks back, cuts off Mr. Lowe's path toward the net, and now has possession, although almost giving it away. Maybe Skill looking to bait him in, which Mr. Lowe doesn't take. All right, so brief opportunities on other side, both averted. Mr. Lowe so desperate to get in front of Skill, and Skill doing so well to just be an ever-present nuisance and not giving Mr. Lowe any air to breathe.
They're just on top of each other permanently. If one's not got the big boost, the other one's close enough just to get it after them. They are really playing so tight at the moment. I don't know what to say, because they're on constantly changing boost control, permanently on the ball, possessions never staying on one side of the field for too long.
Oh!
The Skill with a great shot there. Mr. Lowe just not got enough boost to get back for that one. Basically an open net shot, but he had to work for that one.
And long distance, and we saw in the earlier game with Nino and Lemons, open nets were a struggle, but I think once you start getting to this level, you don't see that often. And Thunderbird, as this game started, Mr. Lowe gets one back off the kickoff. Level game, and we're back on level terms.
And every kickoff, this is going to change. This is it. You can't count either of these guys out, because both of them are well known for playing a lot of ones, and so they've both got the kickoff strats, you know.
Yeah, okay, well, just a couple of questions in chat. Thunderbird, I did forget, as I readied up for this game, I remembered I hadn't changed the map. Skill's been bumped off it. Mr. Lowe takes a lead, and if I'm not mistaken, and I don't think I am, that's the first lead we've seen from Mr. Lowe.
Yep, and he does well there. He's just not really playing patiently. I think he gets that bump on Skill, and that was enough to put Skill out of rotation, and just didn't have much of an opportunity to get back on that, so he takes advantage. But I think Skill, I thought he'd beaten him to the boost, but Mr. Lowe managed to get that, and is now waiting for him to come up. Give him a challenge, and I don't know if that was the right call.
Well, listen, it's a solid strategy if it works. It didn't there, but look at this. Mr. Lowe gonna find an open net. It works out in the end, and a 2-goal lead for Mr. Lowe.
I don't know what to make of this. Is Skill pushing up too far ahead and not expecting Mr. Lowe to take advantage? Or is Mr. Lowe just playing really well in defense and taking advantage of every opportunity?
I think Mr. Lowe took made a deliberate move to try and bait Skill Steel in. We saw it with him just kind of waiting in the corner, and Skill Steel tracking the entire distance of the field. Although he's going to get punished here if Skill Steel can find the net, and of course he will, and it's going to bring it in with 1 goal. But I think he was looking at a strategy of trying to make Skill Steel rush at the play, come to him, bait him in, and then play around him. And it worked well to get a 2-goal lead, but he has given one up here.
I think Skill, as much ones as he's played, may have identified that Mr. Lowe had changed up his strategy and has now made the necessary adjustments to counter that. And now they both got to mix it up again if either want to take advantage of this.
All right, nice work here. Can still get round. He finds the angle. He threads it in at angle and levels it up. Noob Slice! Noob Slice, bout number 1 had to be scratched. Olympic had an unscheduled power failure, so that didn't happen. Lemons took it in a knockout, 3-0. And then here we are, Skill Steal up by 1 game. Oh, Mr. Lowe hanging back on the kickoff. It's going to put him in trouble. I think he's out of boost. He's got himself 14 boost, but he's got it over skill. But can he get the control to work it round to find the net? He can't. Okay. I thought he might have needed to backtrack, but he did retain possession at least for a brief moment.
Quite surprised Skill didn't go for the demo there. He just played ball, and he hasn't been in any disadvantage because of it. You know, he's kept possession close, he's kept the ball close, and he's not looked shaky since. I mean, he's brought back 2 goals. You know, it was 3-1, and he's definitely showing a little bit more of control over this one. And Mr. Lowe going for a bit more boost than he should have. The last goal that he conceded was definitely because going out of rotation for that big boost. And Skill angles, but it's the sidebar.
I was just about to drool over Skill Steal's angles because he's gotten some amazing ones. That one, though, a little tight, hitting the post and going out, but he still has massive pressure on Mr. Lowe. Mr. Lowe, 12 boost, desperate for a pad or 2 to find something. Skill Steal's going to put it on the crossbar, but he does retain possession. No, he doesn't. Mr. Lowe gets in front. Now he's got 100 boost. But can't get to the ball quick enough.
Yeah, I think he had an opportunity to take a shot there, but Skill has just been so good on those back rotations that he thought he was going to be on it. But if we watch that replay closely, well, not the replay, but if we'd watched the replay of the game over, I think he had an open net, but was expecting Skill to have rotated back into a defensive position. But, you know, that's respecting the player too much, and you've got to trust your own instincts, and there you go. Straight over Skill. Great shot from Mr. Lowe.
And for the second time, Mr. Lowe has a lead. The tap, the follow, the shot. Skill not reading that. Lowe going over, has himself another lead, but it's a razor-thin 1-goal lead.
It's definitely not enough, and these guys are just going to keep going at it. I'm really enjoying the pace that they're playing, but I don't want to hurt Mr. Lowe's feelings, but I'm really surprised by how well he's playing, and just as I say that, Skill just identifies a little opportunity to tie this one up.
But it has been a much better game for Mr. Lowe. He's been far better at not allowing Skill to kind of run away with it and have too much of the action. But you do feel that Mr. Lowe has to work a little harder at the controller to keep pace here. It's a banger of a shot, but it is too wide, and it gives possession, dangerous possession, to Skill Steal. And I think he was coming in for the low bump. Mr. Lowe reading it, going high, and takes possession, but not quick enough to find the net. He could have countered if he had gotten control of it quick enough to find the open net at the other side. But this is 4-all. Are we going to see a Game 2 overtime? Can Mr. Lowe take it down in regulation? He's going to have the opportunity here. He finds the net with 2 seconds left on the clock.
Great play there. And, I'm going to say the word unlucky again, but Skill Steal tries to get that one into his corner, but it just bounces straight into the path of Mr. Lowe. And he takes this one. 2 seconds left. I don't know if Skill's going to be able to get this kickoff. No. And Mr. Lowe takes game number 2.
And there we are, taking it down. And we have a level game. So no knockout in the headline fight for the night between Mr. Lowe and Skill Steal. So everything to play for. The best of 5, now suddenly a best of 3. And now while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to rotate the maps. And I think we will go to Forbidden Temple. Match 3 on Forbidden Temple.
Yes, so their Skill making Lowe work really hard again in goals. Mr. Lowe ending up with 7 saves in that last match. But still managing to take the lead and keep the lead and win the game. So we're really in for a great game 3 here.
Yeah, I think so. Everything to play for. The pride, the 2,500 credits. And away they go. Skill steal. Oh, it was savage. It was brutal. It was delicious. Going up for the flick. It's going to be delayed. He's delaying. He's delaying. He's not flicking at all. Goes under Mr. Lowe.
That was just mean. That was just absolutely mean. What a way to score the first goal for this game.
Indeed, and Mr. Lowe diving in front of that. Skill still waiting him out. Nice patience from Mr. Lowe. Gets in front. Skill still will be a bit disappointed though. He would have felt he should have got it round. And Mr. Lowe's going to find an equalizer.
I think it's quite interesting how majority of what we're seeing is just sort of open net, waiting for that right opportunity to knock it over your opponent, and not enough sort of skill being, or just mechanics being used, because there, with that fake flick, Gil was showing that, you know, he's got mechanics that he could use, but there's a lot more strategy going on here, and you see exactly the same there. Mr. Lowe baiting out a challenge, Gil going for it, and just... that's all.
Oof. A little smack of payback there, Theed.
And you know the guys love to see it, especially in ones. It's, you hate being disrespected, but you know, if you can give it back a bit, you almost earn your respect back.
Oh, okay. Mr. Lowe doing well there, but didn't have the follow to get back and find the possession and take advantage of a briefly open net. And Mr. Lowe working hard, but what's always amazed me about Rocket League, they're such short games, but the amount of focus you need, it is constant, solid focus for all of those 5 minutes.
And we're talking about skill steals angles, but look, Mr. Lowe's got some of his own. Skill goes out there for the boost, and Mr. Lowe just bangs that one straight in.
All right, Mr. Lowe, 2-goal lead. He gave that up. He made it hard for himself last game despite that lead. Can he make it 3? Oh, he gets it over Skill, but it's too high. And Skill is being beaten out here so often, which has been unusual. We've not seen that from him in the earlier games. And now the long-distance flick, it's a delicious one, but it is too high. He should still have possession, and now a weak shot and giving away possession, although Mr. Lowe not taking advantage.
Yeah, I think he knew that Skill didn't have a lot of boost, so he wasn't too threatened there and positioned himself really well not to concede. He did lose out on both boosts, but Skill's giving him an opportunity to just play his game, and I think Mr. Lowe is doing it really well. Oh, I didn't know he had a shot on that. I thought he was facing the other direction. All of a sudden, he's turned his car and a nice power shot. Wow, what a power slide.
And then also going for a similar shot to that first goal, looking to go under Mr. Lowe, baiting him into the jump. And Mr. Lowe did go up, but I think realizing that it might be going down, using his flick to make sure he gets something on it, but it wasn't enough, and Skill Steal, bing, bang, boom, just like that, has leveled it up with 2 quick goals.
Ace on that, he just pinches it off the ground and straight into it. And it wasn't even a pinch, it was just a straight up shot. Great goal. And everything to play for in game number 3. Tied up, and off we go.
All right, good kickoff for Mr. Lowe. Can he get there? He can, and he can find the goal. And insta-return, insta-regaining of the lead. This battle is on. And the little bit of backstory feed to the challenge from Mr. Lowe and Skill Steal is that in the days prior to his challenge on Twitter, Skill Steal had taken Lowe for something like 70 MMR in ones. So Lowe feeling like he had a lot of payback to find, and he's made a 2-goal lead once again, another kickoff goal.
Oh wow, so basically they were both searching for games on South Africa servers, and Skill hurt him a little.
By the sound of it, hurt him a lot. Look at this, Mr. Lowe smashing the kickoffs right now. That has been 3 consecutive kickoff goal. So in the space of about 8 seconds, it has gone from a tie game to Mr. Lowe, a pretty big 3-goal lead, but so much time left.
I mentioned that in the second game, how this kickoff game it's really good for Mr. Lowe, and he seems to be slowing down the kickoff when he needs to, and maybe skill has got him worked out now, because that was a great kickoff from him, and what a shot! No chance Mr. Lowe is getting back for that.
All right, skill still getting a kickoff goal of his own to get it within 2 goals. Mr. Lowe, though, still in charge. So much time left, but skill now should have possession after the kickoff. Loses out to Mr. Lowe here. Or gets it round him, but he's not. I don't think he can find the angle for the shot. He goes for it. Oh, it was tight. Hits the post, and now he has to scramble. And scramble he does. And skill still giving away possession far too easily there.
Unfortunate there for Mr. Lowe, because I feel like he'd worked really hard to get the opportunities there, but you know, he's just not able to get the shot on net and knocks it wide, and he's not making the same mistake in that play. Nice little flick around, and Gil still was hoping that he would be in position to stop that, but
yeah, and that play all started in the other corner on Mr. Lowe's side. There was a tiny little fake in the corner which got him past skill still, and from there it was just maintaining his head and control to re-establish the 3-goal lead. And suddenly Mr. Lowe looking to pull ahead by some distance here, put some daylight between himself and skill still, and skill now is struggling to find to wrench control of this game back to himself.
There's one thing that I often think is, when you are losing lots of games, you have loads to learn. But when you're winning everything, there's not much to learn. And perhaps Mr. Lowe's gone through the replays and done a little bit of study, done a bit of homework, because he really seems to have skill's number.
He does at the moment. Now the question is, can skill adapt? Well, he is going to get one back here, and 3 goals in a minute 44 is so much time. And skill still is he's been round the block multiple times, and certainly would expect him to find a way to adapt to Mr. Lowe here.
Absolutely, I do think that he's got the potential, he's got the mechanics, and he's got the game sense too. And there he goes, showing it off. It's just kickoff goals. I mean, What's that, like 70% of the goals scored in this game feel like they've been...
I would say at least. I mean, we've had 14 goals. There were 3 in succession. 3, 6, so at least, 7. So sort of half the goals, a minimum of half, probably as much as 70% have been kickoff goals. Mr. Lowe is going to get the best of this, picks up boost, has possession. Skill's going to have no boost in net and has to defend on almost nothing, and he can't make it happen. 9-6. It's been a goal festival in game 3.
You're unfortunately caught on the wall there. I hate it when that happens, because you jump and you hope that you're gonna, but no, you just land on the ground and you got no chance to really recover, especially if you don't have any boost. So
this is going to be dangerous for Skill. He should have buried that off kickoff. Mr. Lowe's not going to punish though, and Skill can rotate all the way back, reset himself, pick up some boost, and plot his way forward. 3 goals to find and an eternity of time to do so. He's been bumped off the ball here. Oh, look. Oh, my goodness. I wish I could do that. That was just so nicely done.
How can you hear what I'm thinking? Because I was thinking exactly the same thing.
Oh, my word. Skill blundering out there. That should have put it within 2 goals. He's given away possession now.
I feel like in this situation, the nerves aren't really that bad for Skill, because he's been in more stressful situations. So, if anything, I don't think nerves are playing any part. I really just feel like Mr. Lowe is playing slightly better on the defensive work than Skill is on the offense. You know, we're seeing a couple of posts being hit, and it's it's just not enough to change this deficit. And Mr. Low playing really well just to slow down time. He's got 10 seconds now. He just needs to burn up, and he's looking like he's going to be taking this.
I would love to see face cams, because I get the idea that right now Mr. Low is so tunnel visioned. He is so focused on. He looks to be the hungry of the two, and it's almost, you feel like he's got more to prove here and wants to take down Skill Steal, and he's put himself in match point, series point, to take down the title bout of Fight Night. Skill Steal gonna have to fight from behind now, off the ropes, to find his way back into the series.
Yeah, I think he can do it. I think that we're going to go to game 5. I can't see how Mr. Low is going to be winning 3 games in a row. But, he's been getting behind that ball, playing really well in defense. He's, again, 6 saves in that game. So he's just hanging back, waiting for Skill Steal to pass him the ball. And I say that, but there's been a lot of kickoff goals. So he's just all round playing that much better. And are we going to see much the same in this maybe last game?
Well, we spoke about adaptation. Skill Steal has to adapt to the way Mr. Low is playing, I mean, that's obviously quite key. And it starts with the kickoffs. Good kickoff for Skill Steal. Can he make it count? He loses out on the boost in the corner. He's got nothing. He's going to have to retreat and pick up mid, which he does do now. The long flick from Mr. Low is saved by Skill. And I'm not sure. I think he might have wanted to put that ball forward, but it works out for him. He has possession. He has control. Picks it up for the dribble. Oh, he's looking for the bump. But Mr. Low had hung back just a little bit. But now the demo, surely it gets in now. It's all about the spawn. Mr. Low can't get there off the spawn. Skill Steal gets first blood.
Yeah, you can almost see Skill waiting to see, is he going to spawn right in front of me? Because if he did, he would have literally knocked that ball around him and started with the 32. That would have given Mr. Low a chance, but he spawned on the other side, and Skill Steal making sure he scores that one.
All right, another good kickoff for Skill Steal will give him territorial advantage, if not possession. Oh, and he went up the wall, Mr. Low. Oh, the flick is good. The save is even better, but he's in trouble now. He does recover. Does he recover enough? Mr. Low might have wanted to keep control of that and have a better shot, because he's been countered, and Skill Steal has the 2-goal advantage.
Mr. Low almost seemed to have made his mind up before realizing that Skill had gotten into a good position to save that, and he'd taken the shot and then thought, shouldn't have done that. Now he's conceded another goal.
And away they go. Here we go. Kickoff number 3. It's a good one for Mr. Low. He picks up the boost as well. Skill Steal now needs to engage in some time-wasting tactics. He does even better than that. He might have a shot at goal. No, he's had to kind of hang back in midfield. Mr. Low trying to get it round him, which he does do, but the shot's not on target. And Low is low on boost, has to retreat to the midfield. And now we have the midfield scrap. Skill Steal takes a breath. Oh. Okay. I needed a little bit more sauce, and he messed it up. Picked up by Low. Low scores on the other side. Comes back from behind and takes the 1-goal lead.
A cheeky shot from Skill, but sometimes you just gotta go for it, because if it does come off, you're gonna feel like an absolute hero. So worth the attempt. He's 2 goals ahead, so now he just needs to settle in and probably not go for another musty unless he's sure it's gonna get past Mr. Low.
And here we go, Mr. Low with the kickoff, getting the best of it and punishing hard, leveling it up.
Great control on that cut. He just pops that ball right up and knocks it over Skill. Skill just not having enough time to get a touch on that, but Mr. Low not making any mistakes there and knocking that one straight in the back of the net.
All right, another good kickoff for Mr. Low. Skill is going to be back, though, and will drive back into the ball. Been a lot more midfield action in this game. Scrapping it out in midfield. Skill is, he's awkward, but what a recovery. To not only get the ball away from net, but to almost instant transition into something approaching an attacking shot. And now we see he's trying to suck the life out of Mr. Low, not giving him any room, and now the demo. And now we have the casual tap-in. at what was that, 34 Ks an hour? 28 K an hour. Just give it a little kiss into the net.
Little directional kiss, but Mr. Lowe missed out on that mid boost, and that was ultimately his biggest mistake there, because Skill had all the boost to hit Supersonic and get that demo, and he might now be a little shaken because Skill still winning a kickoff and scoring another goal, making it a 2-goal deficit, and maybe he has got him worked out. Maybe what I was talking about in the last game, it feels like it's coming true.
No, I think he has. I think he's adapted, and for me, what I'm seeing here is he's looking to get to the ball a lot quicker. Not allowing Mr. Lowe time to make decisions on the ball, but there maybe a bit quick and long distance. Mr. Lowe sees the open net and shoots it across field and brings it back within 1 goal.
His accuracy on the shooting is commendable. It's really good, and he's managing to find the net in almost every opportunity he's got, and I think the only reason he's not got the highest score is because he just hasn't had that many opportunities.
Skill steal. Easy read for Mr. Lowe on the flick. Can he get possession on it? Skill is there for, oh my goodness gracious, that was so good. The control on that feed was just beautiful. Just firstly the turn on it, the quick jump, and then that first touch. Just sumptuous, sensational.
Air roll right, and then corrects the air roll left and just drags that one right into the top of the net. It was a great play.
Yeah, beautifully done. Good kickoff for who? Who gets possession? It was a possession. It's fairly neutral and the sort of double neutral 50s, but it is Skill Steal who's going to pick up that mid boost, and that's going to force Lowe all the way back to his corner. And here comes Skill, who's going to want to have a flick. He does the little fake, goes underneath, finds the net.
Too much momentum going forward, and Mr. Lowe didn't really have much of a chance there. He's playing games with him, and this is what we need to see from Skill, because now Mr. Lowe is playing Skill Steal's game, and that's making all the difference.
All right, so a little bit of a wobble from Skill Steal, but he seems back on track now, smashing the kickoff. Nice touch from Lowe, though. He misses out on the corner boost, and that's going to give a massive advantage to Skill, who will now steal the other corner boost, and Mr. Lowe trying to defend everything on 23 boost, make that 18 boost. He does a little circle looking for a pad, any pad, my kingdom for a pad. He does very well, wave dashes and gives away possession, sadly.
Unlucky there. I did think that he was going to, oh no.
Oh, what?
That is an unlucky touch there off the side of the net. I think he thought he had more purchase on this, but
yeah,
just missed the ball, and a pass
brutal.
down into Mr. Lowe.
Brutal.
It happened.
Indeed it does. All right, who takes this kickoff? Oh, it's fairly neutral, but Skill is going to pick up possession and the boost. And we see how devastating he can be on these air dribbles, and just as devastating there. It is Skill Steal now with the 3-goal advantage.
Seems every time he goes in the air, we're like, what is he gonna do? Because he's got such great control, and you and I both know in ones at least our level, it's so dangerous to go in the air. But at this level, it is what you need to be doing, because you've actually got control of that ball, and we're gonna need to see Mr. Lowe, I don't know, challenging earlier, because he's just letting Skill have all the time he needs to do whatever he wants in there with that.
Yeah, and it has been a consequence as well of the approach Skill has had in this game, which has been to look to be a lot quicker to the ball, which is cutting out decision-making time for Mr. Lowe. He has to react so quickly, so spontaneously, and sometimes it works out. It's going to work out here. He's going to get a goal back. 40 seconds to go, 2 goals to get. Skill Steal has kept himself in front, but for the most part, the strategy's been paying off.
Yeah, Mr. Lowe's still chasing this down. He's not giving up hope. He's still being aggressive. He's not. Neither of them are being passive. This is full on, game on.
And And the ball almost dead off the kickoff, but again, this is a massive advantage for Skill, is that he's been able to pick up the corner boost after every kickoff, which is immediately put low on the back foot and having to scramble from the back. Oh, look at this flick! Look at this flick! It's on target! It's in! Long distance! A 1-goal game now!
That was a really nice play from Mr. Lowe. He lost the mid-boost battle, but managed to pull it back into his corner. Got a nice touch off his backboard, and what a great flick in the midfield just to almost tie this one up. Are we going to see a kickoff goal? Oh, that was cheeky.
Oof. Dangerous from Mr. Lowe. Skill still reading it there, almost getting the best of him. Mr. Lowe, though's got it. He's going to have a last chance here. Skill gets the touch, but this might fall nicely for Mr. Lowe. He doesn't. Skill still again attacking the ball with vim, with vigor, and will get a 0-second goal on the other side. And we have a game 5, a round 12 decider. Feed, we're not being disappointed here.
No, this is a great performance from both of these guys. You know, Mr. Lowe coming into this one having won 2 off the trot. I think Skill really needed to step up in this one, and he absolutely has. He's really shown that, you know, there weren't as many kickoff goals. There was just more control. The mechanics were coming out, and Mr. Lowe was just out of reach to get this one going. I see Skill has left the match.
Yeah, he's gone to change his car, no doubt, is what's going on there. That's my. He's going to go with the Fennec.
He's going to go Fennec.
Yeah, I think he's going to come back in the Fennec for the last. Either that or it's a decal change. He's going to go from Stocktane to some or other decal.
Let's have a look here.
Yeah, that looks like the Fennec.
You called it.
All right, the Fennec for the decider. Let's go, Commandos. It's howling time. Game 5 in the headline bout. Skill Steal, Mr. Lowe. The next 5 minutes will determine the opening winner. And lovely control from Skill Steal. Pops it over Lowe. Takes the opening goal.
Mr. Lowe has also done the change, so, you know, we got both Phoenix facing off, and they're up for it. They're here, and both of them are hungry to get this win. For the pride, for the credits, but, you know, I think from what you've told me, I think there's a lot of pride on the line here, and Mr. Lowe loads to prove, and Skill Steal loads to disprove.
Oh, bad miss from Skill. Oh my word! He got back! That is a devastating miss from Mr. Lowe, and he's going to get brutally savaged and punished on the other side. It was an open net. How does he not score that? And that could be a deciding goal right there.
Yeah, great speed flip from Skill there to pick up that corner boost, and he just outsped Mr. Lowe. And conceded a turtle goal. You know, it hurts. It hurts.
It smarts like a bitch. All right, Skill with the advantage. And is he's devastating with the flicks. He's been a little off target with them on occasion, Skill Steal, but not then. So
I think that's the Fennec flick is always dangerous.
So what is that? What's the paint finish on Skill Steal's Fennec? Is that pearlescent?
I'm zooming in. I don't know if it's pearlescent because it doesn't seem to be changing color with the lighting. I think it's something a bit more shiny than pearlescent.
All right.
I could be wrong.
Well, Mr. Lowe in the Zombers, not my favorite wheels, not by some distance. In the meantime, though, it is Mr. Lowe under threat here of being dominated in the deciding game. 3 goals behind, which shouldn't be worrying him. We saw 3 goals can be easily counted, but he's not in control of the game right now. Skill Steal dictating the pace and the control for the time being, and not being put under any serious pressure yet by Mr. Lowe. Mr. Lowe trying to sneak one under Skill Steal there, and somehow Skill Steal going to fashion a way over to the net. Somehow Lowe keeps it out, keeps it to just 3 goals.
Mr. Lowe getting caught on those demos, he just needs to be a little bit more careful, but that one's worked out in his favor because Gets one back, and he's finally on the board. And there's still so much time to play in this game. It's tough to call it because I think Skill has definitely vamped up his game, but Mr. Lowe is just not going to give up. It's the same as we've seen every single game.
Well,
this one's definitely going to go the distance.
If it comes down to nerves, I do think Skill still has an advantage there. You've mentioned it already, in that I think he has a lot more experience in tight competitive situations, which is not to say Lowe doesn't have, but I think Skill has been there probably a little more often and a little bit more with tougher circumstances, tougher situations. Mr. Lowe, in the meantime, missing another opportunity. You can't be doing that, but Mr. Skill still has missed a massive opportunity of his own. And oh dear, they trading misses, these two people.
And I mean, that's exactly the difference. Skill's been playing in finals, of majority of the main matchups as of late with the RLCS SSA region. But Mr. Lowe, he's still been competing, but just not at the top tier big finals. But this is a 1v1, and the match temperament's helping a lot. But I still really think that Mr. Lowe is here for a W. What a freak.
And huge credit to him. He's had misses. He's missed like really good opportunities. So is Skill, but Mr. Lowe is stuck at it, and he's found his way back. At 3-0, and the way Skill was playing at that point, this game there was a threat of Skill running away with it completely and dominating it hard. But Mr. Lowe has stuck to his game, stuck to his guns, and found a way in it. It hasn't always been pretty, but here we are. We've leveled this up. 3 apiece, 2 minutes to go. This is going to be hard fought all the way to the end, and you never want to bet against Skill Steal at any sort of angle, and certainly not on that occasion. He gets one in front.
Yeah, Mr. Lowe trying to reverse and get back into position, but Skill Steal just doing too well to score that one. And yeah, I do agree with you 100%. I think Mr. Lowe has done really well to get back into this one, and it did in the first minute feel like, okay, Skill was just playing with us and he's going to run away with this one, but it's definitely not the case, and Mr. Lowe is putting up a great fight here in this last game of ours.
And there's just been a couple of occasions, and I think Mr. Lowe's got to be cautious of this, where he's had the opportunity to punish Skill, like now, but has not driven home his advantage, where he's had Skill Steal awkward, and he's allowed him time to recover, time to think, time to breathe, time to get back on the ball. And once he's savagely dangerous, as we've seen throughout the series. And with the 1-goal lead, he's keeping himself in it. But Mr. Lowe is trying to press his advantage, moving forward, trying to find a way through. Oh! And the attempt from Skill Steal to dispossess Lowe almost turns out tragically for him. But it does miss the net, and now surely he's got to score this. He has certainly enough boost. He does find the net, and we are back on level terms. And what a matchup this has been. They've been neck and neck all the way, and with just a single minute left in the final game, we still don't know who takes the series.
No, we've got no idea. It's back and forth. Both of them are playing as well as the other. Mr. Lowe going for demos on Skill, not getting them, but Skill getting bumped, but right into a nice position where he can score the goal and go one ahead, but this is definitely not over.
It is not, but it is Skill Steal with the advantage, and throughout this deciding game, he has had the slight advantage. He's been the one taking the leads. As he has now, it is just 1 goal, but Mr. Lowe has not led at any point in the series. And now looking to control, trying to bait Skill Steal in. Skill's reading it very well, though, and another angle shot from Skill Steal gives him the 2-goal advantage.
Yeah, great challenge there. Good catch, and just no chance for Mr. Lowe to get back for that one. I don't have any advice at the moment. What do you think Mr. Lowe needs to do differently to try and get this?
All right. Well, I would be careful to categorize anything I say as advice, but when it gets tight like, oh my goodness. And now we thought at the beginning that Skill Steal might run away with it. But Mr. Lowe fighting his way back in, but with just 30 seconds to... Oh, my goodness, the control there. With just 30 seconds to go and a 3-goal lead, this is really now Skill Steal's game to lose. He's going to have to throw pretty hard if he goes down here. Mr. Lowe winning that kickoff, but dying in the attempt, which is going to give Skill Steal possession, and he just takes his time, waits for Lowe to make his challenge, and now demos, and if that goes in, I think we can pretty much write the ending, and we're pretty much at the point of fading to black on this opening fight night between Mr. Lowe and Skill Steal.
As much as this game is telling us a different tale, I don't think this is a hard loss for Mr. Lowe. He's definitely stepped up, and for me, he hasn't lost any respect. He's really given Skill Steal a game here tonight. This last scoreline it's not a good tale of how the rest of the fight has gone, but ultimately that is going to seal up the result.
Well, see, this has come down to 1 minute. This is the 5th game, so 25 minutes of Rocket League. It has been neck and neck for 24 of those, and it was just Skill Steal that sort of. If we go back to the analogy of the marathon, as you enter the stadium for that last lap, it just seems like Skill Steal left a little bit in the tank to pull ahead. And Skill Steal, not without a sweat though, Theed, has taken this bout 3-2. It went all the way to a game 5. But my goodness, at 2-1 down, he was up against the ropes, and credit to him to have fought his way off the ropes and taken down Mr. Lowe.
Yeah, that was a great game, great series from both of these guys. They really played with everything out on the line. There was loads of opportunities that were missed. There was lots of pressure being put on, lots of boost control, a couple of demos here and there, but really, it was a great matchup, and they were well matched. I really didn't feel at any time that either or were like, okay, you can actually see there's a skill mismatch. No, they really both appeared here and put it all on the line.
All right, well, it has been scuffed, it's been stop-start, but we have had a fight night! Between the scheduling problems, the load-shedding issues, it's been scuffed, it's been crazy, but we've done it. So a massive thank you to the players that showed up tonight. Lemons and Nino, thank you for being here and participating. Congrats to Lemons, and of course, Mr. Lowe for the challenge, and Skill Steal for accepting it and coming out here and putting on a massively entertaining performance. Well done. And there is going to be an announcement in the coming days, I hope, about the future of Fight Night. There are a few things that have happened. I've been approached by some people, and it is looking. I hope to be making an announcement soon about how this is going to look going forward. But this is honestly only the beginning. We are going to have a massive, thriving one scene in SSA in South Africa, and I am so here for it and so excited to be a part of it. So stay tuned for that. As soon as I know, you will know, and we'll go forward from here. So Lemons and Skill, I'll be in touch about your credits and how I get those to you. And then our next fight night, there have been some challenges going out. People have gotten in touch with me on Discord and on Twitter. And in the coming days as well, I'm going to finalize the format. Like how do challenges kind of go forward? Because now Skill Steal's a title holder, so does he get challenged? Does he have right of refusal? How does this all work? But it'll all become clear in the days ahead. So congrats to everybody. What a night. And Theed, thank you for being here and coming to join and co-casting and sharing the adventure with me.
It's been an absolute honor. Thank you so much for the invite. And yeah, it's been a very long time since I've sat in the booth, and it's a real privilege to be casting alongside you. So thank you for inviting me to Fight Night, and what a freaking evening. It's been amazing.
It has been. And Acid.com, we will certainly at some point work out an EU SSA showdown. We just need to agree on terms in terms of servers, and because obviously there needs to be one matchup here, one matchup there, all sorts of a few issues to iron out, but I think that's definitely going to be in the future. Mr. Lowe, great performance. Skill Steal, congratulations. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging. Hope you've had an entertaining end to your long weekend. I will be in touch very soon about where Fight Night goes from here, but it is going to be sensational. And especially thanks for hanging through a very scuffed start to the stream, but we got there in the end. But for the time being, that will be all. So from me, Greybeard, my co-caster Theed, and on behalf of Lemons, Nino, Skill Steal, and Mr. Lowe, peace! I'm out.